Welcome to the IHN show, ladies and gentlemen. And today is the day that I get a free dinger to start the show, and it's good to be back from the weekend. And my last thing I wanted to say for the intro is that we are officially one episode away from episode number 100, reaching triple digits for the first time in IHN show history. We got something special planned for you guys this coming Wednesday here in 2 days.
Yep, it is episode 99, and I still have not figured out that you might need a damn iPad to do the sound effects.
That's what I just thought of.
Come on, lady.
Nuts.
Okay, well, while he goes that, yes, it is episode Wayne Gretzky, but we are not that great. But, crash. Sorry for that sad sound effect. We had a great week of racing. Well, half a week of racing. Everything ended up being on really one day of racing, and I'll tell you why. But we had IndyCar at Iowa, which is always a good race, and it was a pretty good race this year again. I had to watch the replay of it because the race had a 4.5 hour weather delay, and I went to bed at 11:30, and of course, so naturally, they started at 11:45.
Yep.
And then the NASCAR race was at Loudon for the, what was it called this year? Different than last year. And it's different than it's different from the year before that.
No idea.
Oh, the Foxwoods Casino and Resort 301.
That's it.
See, I do my research and stuff.
Yep.
So, I did not watch... Alright, I just want to make sure that works. But I did not watch stages... No, I did watch the last half of stage 2. Or stage 1, excuse me. I did not watch any of stage 2. And I watched, I think, all of the final stage. Because I was out in the pool for a while. But I listened to it on the radio, if that's any consolation prize.
Right.
So, I gotta get my... There we go. From
right.
earlier when I said it's the Wayne Gretzky episode, but it ain't gonna be that great.
Great, yeah.
So, stories from the weekend. We are 99 episodes in, and I sure as hell bet we still don't have one.
Yeah.
I just thought of a Richie Rich one, but I forgot it. Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
It's terrible, isn't it? Come on, what was it?
Retrace your thought.
I don't want to. Oof. Oh, let me think. I can't remember. I don't know. I'll probably think of it 5 years from now. Anyways, let's move right on into what facility am I? All right, are you ready for this?
Yep, here we go.
What? Okay. At least you have the lotion.
That's just sick.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
For the first time in like a month, I actually have a racetrack this time.
Wow.
I am a 1.5 mile asphalt 7-turn road course. 1.5 mile asphalt 7-turn road course. NASCAR nor IndyCar goes here.
Really?
The IMSA Sports Car Series races there. In fact, they raced there just this past weekend. That's why I thought of this track.
Oh, who did?
IMSA.
IMSA. Oh.
IMSA. They call it here's your hint. Here's somewhat of a hint. The Northeast Grand Prix. The Pirelli World Challenge was there from 92 to 93, 95 to 2005. 07 to 08, 13, and 16 to 18. The American Le Mans Series Northeast Grand Prix was there from 2004 to 2013, and then it missed a year, and then it was picked up by IMSA. The Rolex Sports Car Series was there from 2000 to 2001, 2006 to 08, and then 10 to 13. The race lap record is 43.112 seconds by P.J. Jones in an Eagle Mark III Toyota in a 1993 GTP. The track was built in 1956 and opened in 1957. The owner and operator is Skip Barber. So he is the one who started the Skip Barber Racing School in 1975. The racetrack was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2009. It is a natural terrain motorsports racing venue located in Lakeville, Connecticut. It is the nation's oldest continuously operated road racing venue. It's not going to be on the schedule.
That's what I thought.
I already said it's not on the IndyCar and NASCAR schedule.
I know, that's why I'm looking at it to know what it not is.
Shit. Well, there's only one road course in the Northeast that NASCAR goes to, and that would be...
the Northeast.
The one road course that NASCAR goes to. It's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Watkins Glen, right?
Yes, that's the only road course that NASCAR goes into the Northeast.
Yeah.
This is a different road course. Let me tell you, it is not that far away from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Considering it's only in Connecticut. So, there is a law around the track saying that they cannot race on Sundays due to a church, because reasons. But it said that the track can conduct unmuffled sports car racing on Fridays and Saturdays, plus testing on Tuesdays and other operating benefits. The injunction stands to this day. You got 30 seconds. The track has featured many well-known racers, including Paul Newman, the one who owns Newman's Own.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Andretti, Sterling Moss, Dan Gurney, Sam Posey, and Mark Donahue. Other racers include Parnelli Jones, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, Simon Pagenaud, Alexander Rossi, and Tom Cruise. Give you an extra 15 seconds.
Belle Isle.
Hell no.
Dang.
That is sure as you lose a dinger. Because Detroit is not the Northeast.
Oh, that's right.
3 seconds.
That's what the streets of Detroit.
No, Belle Isle is an island off of Detroit in the Detroit River.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember that.
Somebody needs to go back to geography. Here's a good story for you. For years, the track was listed as being a 1.53 miles in length. The story goes that right after the track was built, somebody used the odometer in a Chevrolet to measure the track length, and 1.53 was taken as gospel. Following a 2008 reconstruction and repave, the track's operations people measured all 4 possible configurations, and as it turns out, each was 1.5 miles long, plus or minus a few hundred feet. The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship gives the distance of the track at 1.474 miles. The classic configuration is 7 turns, while the 3 optional layouts are 8, 9, and 10 turns, respectively. And that track is Lime Rock Park.
I have never heard of
You need to get out more, dude.
I've never heard of Lime Rock Park in my entire life.
Good lord.
You lose another dinger
for that.
Nuts.
I'm getting strict now. This is getting ridiculous. I can't even do freaking anything but Iowa, and he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Good lord. All right, IndyCar it is. Speaking of Iowa. So I says this week at Iowa was the Iowa 300 for the IndyCar series. The race went the full 300 laps. The time of the race was 1 hour 56 minutes 53.5753 seconds. The average speed was 137.664 miles per hour. There were only 7 lead changes, and there were a total of MIT caution laps.
Wow.
45 caution laps. Your leader summary was Joseph Newgarden led 245 of the 300 laps. Will Power led 49. Scott Dixon led 2 along with Simon Pagenaud and Sebastian Bourdais. The first yellow was on lap 1 to lap 1, which was the yellow start. Lap 16 was contact with the 31 in turn 4. In lap 51, there was a yellow flag and an eventual red flag for more rain. After the race was supposed to start at 7, it started at 11:45 p.m. Eastern Time. But I praise IndyCar for not giving up. And I tell you what, watching it, because I have the NBC Sports Gold IndyCar Pass.
Yep.
watching the race after, there was still quite a lot of people there that stayed, even through the 4.5-hour weather delay. There was still a lot of people that stayed. I mean, it wasn't like, jam-packed in the stands, but it still looked, I would argue there was almost more people there than there was at the NASCAR race in Loudon.
It's pretty
good. There wasn't, but
I believe
it could have been only more than like 3 people. Oh, that reminds me of a story. Okay, so I think last year, I'll tell after I go through this. The fourth caution was a lap 187 for contact between the 30 and the 31 car once again. And then on lap 264, poor old Ed Carpenter he got loose behind a car and stuffed it into the wall. Oh, he was having such a good race too. No. Only 7 cars finished on the lead lap. Justin Newgarden won the race. Scott Dixon, at about lap 150, was 1 lap down. Scott Dixon won, and comes back and finishes second.
Wow.
Well, he got lucky because he was the only one not to pit. So he was a lap down, and he got his lap back, and he was running, I think, 3rd. And he was the only one not to pit when Ed Carpenter crashed.
Oh,
so that means he could pit and then stay on the lead lap. It was total luck.
Wow. Yeah.
James Hinchcliffe, who was last year's winner, finished 3rd. Simon Pagenaud, which was last week's winner at... Do you remember what last week's race was?
Yeah, Iowa.
No, last week's. Not this past weekend's, last week's.
Oh.
Come on. No looking at the schedule. Don't cheat.
I don't know.
Toronto. Come on, man.
Nuts. Oh, that's it.
Was Simon Pagenaud. 5th was Spencer Piggott. 6th, Alexander Rossi. And last car on the lead lap was, and 7th was Zach Veach. 8th was Graham Rahal, 1 lap down. Sebastian Bourdais was 9th, 1 lap down. Tony Kanaan was 10th, 1 lap down. 11th was Marcus Ericsson, 1 lap down. Santino Ferrucci was 12th, 1 lap down. I got a good thing about him, too. 13th was Connor Daly, 1 lap down. 14th, Felix Rosenquist, 1 lap down. Will Power was 15th, 1 lap down. Mateus Lace was 16th, 2 laps down. Reiner Ray was 17th, 2 laps down. Colton Herta was 18th, 24 laps down with a mechanical issue. Ed Carpenter was 19, with 38 laps down for, he had a caused caution. 20th was Takuma Sato, 84 laps down for contact. Marco Andretti was 21 laps down because of handling / his car was so slow he couldn't even make the minimum speed.
Jeepers.
And 22nd was Sage Karam, 107 laps down. So on one of the restarts, Santino Ferrucci, he was starting on the outside. Well, it's single file restarts in IndyCar, so inside or outside.
Yep.
But on the restart, he got passed, I think, by like 2 guys going through 1 and 2. He goes into 3. They're going down the backstretch, and then there's like it looks like a traffic jam. There was like 8 cars, including him, 8 cars in like this pack thing, right? Yep. They go diving into turn 3, and of course, with all the dirty air, they all get each other loose, right? But Santino Ferrucci, kid you not, sails it into 3, passes 7 guys.
Holy
through
jumping.
3 and 4, and just like blows their doors off like you're standing
still.
It was like, holy crap, that dude's got balls.
Yeah, really.
Good lord. And then Alexander Rossi, right before he came in for his last pit stop, it was either right before or right after, I think right before. He was coming out of 4, dude, and I kid you not, okay, so IndyCar, you know how an IndyCar steering wheel looks like?
Yeah.
It's just like this.
Yeah.
They have no power steering. Okay?
Yeah.
They have no, it's just good old rack and pinion steering.
Yeah.
So he was coming out of 4, and they normally hold it just like this. He came out of 4. He was so loose, he literally had his arms crossed.
Wow.
Turning the wheel, and he saves it. I mean, the car was wrecked. Yeah. It was like, oh my god, freaking insane. Oh. It was there's only 7 lead changes. Newgarden dominated. Just because the leader dominates doesn't mean it wasn't a good race.
Right.
So, fastest lap was 177.655 miles per hour on lap 202 by Joseph Newgarden, and the fastest leader lap was the exact same information. There was only 3 penalties. 1 was for 31 of Sage Karam for avoidable contact. He had a drive-through penalty, and then they ended up just parking it. Then the 7 car of Marcus Ericsson had an improper pit entry and had to stop and go, and then the 12 car of Will Power had improper pit entry, a stop and go penalty as well. So that is that. Time to move on to the IndyCar news. right after I say the next race is Sunday, July 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course or whatever it's called. Mid-Ohio on NBC.
The Big Boy Network.
Damn right. So, yeah, that's about it. So, okay. This race, also, this past race at Iowa was Sebastian Bourdais' 200 start in IndyCar.
Holy crap.
So, not bad. It was side. So, I believe it is now time for a little bit of fun fact. Go ahead.
My fun fact about the NASCAR is, I'm going to read what the article says here. An iconic part about NASCAR is the vinyl decals and stickers that adorn the stock cars. They practically cover every square footage of these racing vehicles. While the automotive sport itself is full of grit and high stakes, the actual application of decals will make one look at stock cars differently. According to My Drift Fun, people use a hairdryer to apply the stickers to the car's surface. It makes one wonder how they ever discovered that a hairdryer does wonders to a vinyl decal. So they used in NASCAR hair dryers to make the vinyl decals and stickers stick to the car and make it look nice as its paint scheme.
They probably have they probably use like a heat gun,
yeah,
rather than a
like
hair dryer, but
yeah.
And then you also use a heat gun to take the vinyl decals off.
Right.
So, not bad. My fun fact, for once, I believe this is actually hockey.
Nice.
In a long time.
No kidding.
There is a record. The most shots faced in a shutout victory in Florida Panthers history was by goaltender Craig Anderson.
No way.
He shut out the New York Islanders 1-0 on March 2nd, 2008, while facing a total of 53 shots.
Good Lord.
And obviously, Craig is currently a member of the Ottawa
Politicians.
Also known as the Ottawa Politicians.
Yep.
No, we're not talking about the Capitol building in D.C.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sorry, sometimes people get that confused.
Yeah, no kidding.
Shit, I do too. Sometimes that's like, did I just raise you in a barn? Freaking acting like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off or something. Good Lord. Okay. Unless you have anything else to add.
I got nothing.
Get your ass in the sin bin. Okay, we have only one big trade for for the NHL. That's it. One big trade.
Mm-hmm.
And there is, I think, only really one major free agency signing name, but we'll get to that in a minute when we go through the NHL news. Big trade being on July 19th, the Calgary Flames acquired forward from the Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid. No. Settle down, boys. Milan Lucic and a conditional third-round pick in the 2020 NHL draft from the Oilers for forward James
The Real Deal Neal.
Well, he's been dealing. He's been dealt pretty good here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, after an absolute horrendous season with Calgary, he only had one more point than his number.
Yeah.
A total of 19 points. Good Lord. Oh, yeah. Okay. Other than that, I believe we move on to NHL news unless you have something to add about, like, say, AHL or ECHL or QMJHL or OHL or CHL or WHL or whatever the HL there is going on in the world.
I've got nothing, but I do have one thing on my phone today.
Okay. Well, Jacob Trouba agrees to a 7-year, $56 million contract with the New York Rangers. He is a 25-year-old defenseman with 50 points last year. Okay.
Holy crap.
$8 million a year, for 7 years. So that means by the time his contract's done, he's going to be 32. He's going to be just at the end of his prime. But 50 points last year. Defenseman. 8 goals, 42 assists. Pretty good dishmaster.
Yeah.
In 82 games for the Jets. Is he worth $8 million a year as a defenseman?
I don't think so.
How much do you think he's worth a year for a defenseman?
6.
6. Okay, so he just got an extra $2 million for, I don't know, because the Rangers wanted to throw away $2 million a year.
Yep.
I'm sure it won't bite him in the ass at all. Lucci traded to the Oilers. We knew about that already.
Yep.
Read your news.
My news on my phone is on the NHL's Bookface page. They've come out with a Super 16 NHL team ranking that ranks the top 16 teams 1 through 16 so far after signing restricted and unrestricted free agents along with trades. Tampa is still number 1. St. Louis is number 2. Boston is number 3. Smashville is number 4. Toronto is 5. Washington is 6. Dallas has gone all the way up to 7th. Calgary's at 8. San Jose is 9. Colorado is 10. Vegas is 11th. Florida is 12. The other team in Pennsylvania is 13th. Winnipeg is 14th. Carolina is 15th. And the Fishermen is 16th. This list I like.
Yeah, it's not bad. I would say... the only team I don't like in there is an obvious... I'm biased, but...
Me too.
If I look at it non-biased, I see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I can't think of another team. No. Alright.
Every single team in this list was in the 2019 NHL playoffs except for the Florida Panthers, who knocked out the Columbus Blue Eyes on this list.
Yeah, I can see that. The Blue
I can
Eyes just
see
lost Bobrovsky and Panarin.
Yep.
And Panarin went to the Rangers, and Bobrovsky went to
The Panthers.
and they also got Spencer Knight in the draft. Good lord.
Yeah. So Florida is stacked.
Yeah, no kidding. Brock McGinn agreed to a 2-year, $4.2 million contract with the Hurricanes on Saturday. He had 26 points last year as a free agent forward. He will get, obviously, $2.1 million a year. So, going on for the news. What? I can't. Oh, there was a where was it? Who was the guy Colorado got? Byram.
In the draft,
Its last name is Byram. Byram. Byram.
his first name is Boehm.
Bowen Byram.
Yep.
All right, he signed entry level with the Avalanche.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
Yeah. NHL salary arbitration hearings have begun. Maroon is unsure of future with the Blues. He a cup-winning free agent forward for St. Louis, ready to play for any team that wants me. Yeah, no. Okay. The NHL Network is going to air the final 3 days of World Junior Summer Showcase. The week-long event in Michigan features 20 players chosen in first round of 2019 draft. We already went through the trade tractor. Aston Reese signs a 2-year contract with the Penguins. He will get $1 million annually per year, and he got 17 points last year playing for the Penguins. Defenseman Neil Pionk agreed to terms on a 2-year contract, $6 million contract with the Winnipeg Jets on Sunday. Average annual value of $3 million a year. He got a total of 26 points last year, 6 goals, assists, 73 games with the Rangers. Here's your Can James,
The real deal, Neil,
bounce back with the Edmonton Oilers?
I don't think so.
You don't think he will be? He won't be any good.
He might, but I mean, Because Edmonton doesn't have very good depth, he'll probably be on the second line, I would assume. He might have a bounce back season depending on what his ice time is what my prediction is.
Okay. Nah. I think he'll do better than what he did in Calgary.
Yeah.
So, Oscar Sundquist agreed to terms on a 4-year, $11 million contract with the St. Louis Blues on Sunday. Has an average annual value of $2.75 million a year. He got a total of 31 points last year and 9 points in the playoffs. What else do we got? I believe we were at the top. Oh, Penguins. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Sorry, lady. Seriously, lady. That's all I've got for NHL news. So,
right.
Do you got anything?
I got nothing besides the past 2 on this days.
Well, what's the den before that? Oh,
well, on the 20th, it was Peter Forsberg's birthday. I think it was. On the 21st, Gretzky signs with the Rangers and reunites with Mark Messier.
And on July 20, hey, you're back up to -1 dingers.
All right.
Sergei Zubov, one of the best Russian defensemen in NHL history, is born in Moscow.
Good.
Yeah, talk about a big fat moo. Did you get it?
Nope.
I said Moscow. Big fat moo.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, okay. The New York Rangers select Zubov in the 5th round, 85th overall in the 90 NHL draft, with the pick obtained from the Quebec Nordiques as compensation for the signing of free agent Guy Lafleur the previous summer, and he joins the Rangers in the 92-93 season. The 93-94 season, he has 89 points, 12 goals, 77 assists.
Dish master.
Yeah. Are tops on the Rangers, who won a 54-year championship drought by winning the Cup.
Wow, I didn't know that.
What?
I didn't know that Zubov played for the Rangers and won the Cup with them. Dang.
He and teammates Alexander Kapatsov, Sergei Nemechinov, and Alex Kovalev become the first Russians to have their name engraved on the cup. After 3 seasons in New York and 1 in Pittsburgh, he's acquired by the Dallas Stars on June 22nd, 1996.
Nice.
He spends the remaining 12 seasons in an NHL career with Dallas, helping the Stars win the Cup for the first time in the Dallas, Minnesota North Stars history in 1999. He ends his career after playing 10 games in the 08-09 season, finishing with 771 points, 152 goals, 619 assists in 1,068 games, as well as 117 points, 24 goals, 93 assists in 164 playoff games.
Pretty good.
Sigh. In 2003, Mike Sillinger is traded twice in the same day. That is also known as a 3-way trade.
Yep.
The Columbus Blue Jackets send a veteran center and a second-round pick in the 2004 NHL draft to Dallas for defenseman Daryl Sydor. The Stars then trade Sillinger and a conditional draft pick to the Coyotes for defenseman Tipio Numanen. Coyotes are the 9th of 12 teams that Sillinger plays for during his 18 seasons. Poor guy. In 2008, the NHL, God bless, that's the second time. Quit dicking with the pen and maybe you won't drop it, you stupid ass. The NHL and Chicago Cubs, Chicago Blackhawks, and Detroit Red Wings formally announced that the Blackhawks will play the Red Wings in the Bridgestone NHL Winners Classic at Wrigley Field on January 1st, 2009. It will be the 3rd outdoor game in league history. That game then became a somewhat tradition to have an outdoor game on New Year's Day.
Yep.
And now they've kind of killed that a little bit by having 3 outdoor games a year. 1 was fine. Why you gotta do
something like that?
Why you gotta do 3 of them? I don't know. Don't know. Don't care. Anyways, movie got. That's all I've got. So, unless you have something else, it's gonna be it. We're on record pace.
I got nothing.
Trivia. Go ahead.
My wonderful trivia question for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, is another Who Am I Trivia NASCAR question.
No, last time this thing pissed me off.
So I'm back at it again.
Yes, sons of bitches.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my question is, who am I? I got my first of 2 victories at Watkins Glen in 2000 when I edged out Marky Martin by 0.384 seconds.
That's a good finish.
My other win was in 2001, exactly 1 week after my teammate won his first race. I am also a former DEI driver. Who am I? This guy, born August 23rd, 1967, age 51, in East Northport, New York. He has 2 wins and 35 top 10s in the Cup Series, along with 4 poles. 3 wins, 29 top 10s, and 1 pole in the Xfinity Series. 1 win, 16 top 10s, and 1 pole in the Truck Series.
Question, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
How long, what years did he drive for DEI?
What years did he drive for DEI?
Yeah, what years did he drive for Dale and Herp Incorporated?
Six.
What years?
Oh, well, he did 6 of them from 1997 to 2003.
1997 to 2003.
Yeah.
Man, that's... Probably won't tell me what number he drove. That'll be a dead giveaway, I'm assuming.
His number is a dead giveaway.
Let's go 96 to 2000, or
97 to 2003.
Oh, that sounds like a Mr. Steve.
Mother F, man.
Steve Park it is. Thank you very little.
Steve Park got his first 2 wins at Watkins Glen in 2000 when he edged Marky Martin by 384 10,000ths of a race.
Really?
Yup. His teammate was Mikey Waltrip.
Mikey Waltrip.
And that is my trivia question.
It's alright.
I think it's pretty good.
Okay, you have a 10-question quiz here. You've got 3 minutes to answer it.
Here we go.
This is off of NHL playoff trivia, not from this past year, just playoff trivia.
Oh, sweet. I like it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I will start the timer when I finish reading the first question.
Okay.
Who won the Conn Smythe Trophy when Chicago won the Stanley Cup in 2003? Your answers are Corey Crawford is A, B, Patrick Kane, or C, Jonathan Toews.
Chicago didn't win the cup in 2003. You mean
2013, excuse me. You should know do what I meant, not what I say.
Okay, Crawford, Toews, and who else?
Kane.
I'm gonna go with B, Patty Kane.
Patty Kane for B. All right, who was the first player to win the Conn Smythe Trophy twice in his career? A, Bobby Orr, B, Bernie Parent, or C, Brian Trottier?
Who was letter B?
Bernie Parent.
Bernie Parent, that's right.
I know everybody else would say parent, but I've heard it before. It's Parent.
Yeah, me too.
Bernie Parent.
Let's go with Bernie Parent.
B, Bernie
Letter
Parent.
B.
All right.
I'm not too sure about that one.
3. Who was the first NHL player to appear in the Game 7 of the playoffs 13 times in his career? A, Glenn Anderson, B, Claude Lemieux, or C, Patrick Waugh?
Let's go with letter A, Glenn Anderson.
Glenn Anderson. All right. 4. Who was the first player in NHL history to win an Olympic gold medal and a Stanley Cup in the same year? Peter Forsberg, Alexei Kovalev, or Ken Morrow?
Let's go with letter A, Peter Forsberg.
Peter Forsberg. 5. Which team set an NHL record by playing 26 games in the 87 playoffs? The Edmonton Oilers, the Philly Flyers, or the Pittsburgh Penguins? I know what the answer to this question is.
Letter B, the Philadelphia Cheesesteaks.
Very oniony taste.
Shut up.
Who was the first player in NHL history to play 50 or more playoff games with 3 different teams? That was a good one, though.
It was.
Wayne Gretzky, Bill Guerin, or Claude Lemieux?
Let's go with Gretzky.
Gretzky. Number 7. Which pair of brothers combined to score the most career playoff goals? 131. Wayne and Brett Gretzky, Maurice and Henry Richard, or Peter and Anton Stastny?
Letter B is what my answer is.
Maurice and Henry Richard.
That's it.
I didn't know Wayne had a brother in the NHL. Brent Gretzky. Did not know that.
Either.
Number 8. Which team holds the Stanley Cup record with 16 straight playoff losses? The Deadhawks, the Red Wings, or the St. Louis Blues?
The Brews.
The Blues. Number 9. Which team has a lifetime record of 0-12 in the Stanley Cup Finals? The Sabres, Blues, or Washington Capitals?
0-12 and what?
0-12 in the Cup Finals. Sabres, Blues, or Caps?
Brews.
Brews. And who is the only player in NHL history to captain 2 different teams of the Stanley Cup Stanley Cup championships? Gretzky, Messier, or Recchi?
Mark Recchi.
Mark Recchi.
Gretzky.
Oh, you're saying Gretzky?
Yeah.
All right. I gave you an extra 10 seconds because I kind of delayed after I read the first question and never gave you the answers. Okay, let me do some mathematics here. See what percentage you got. Boo, boo, Okay, I got it. Kid you not? It was a 10-question quiz. You failed. 40%. 4 out of 10.
Nuts. You gotta be kidding me.
And the only 4 you got right were well, this is funny. Okay, so it was only A, B, and C the entire time. The only time you got stuff right is if you said letter B.
Wow.
You never got an A, C answer right. So, the correct answer to number 1 was B, Patty Kane.
Yup.
For Conn Smythe Trophy for Chicago in 2013. Who was the first player to win the Conn Smythe Trophy twice in his career? You said B, Bernie Parent. The correct answer is A, Bobby Orr.
Nuts.
Number 3, who was the first NHL player to appear in a Game 7 of the playoffs 13 times in his career? You said A, Glenn Anderson. The correct answer was C, Patrick Waugh.
Nuts.
Number 4, who was the first player in NHL history to win an Olympic gold medal and a Stanley Cup in the same year? You said
Peter
A,
Forsberg.
Peter Forsberg. The correct answer was C, Ken Morrow.
Nuts.
Number 5, which team set an NHL record by playing 26 games in 87 playoffs? You got that right with B, Philly Cheesesteaks.
Yeah, buddy.
Number 6, who was the first player in NHL history to play 50 or more playoff games with 3 different teams? You said A, Wayne Gretzky. The correct answer was, what's this, 6? C, Claude Lemieux.
You gotta be kidding me.
Nope.
Mother F.
Ain't it terrible? Which pair of brothers combined to score the most career playoff goals at 131? You said number 7, B. You got that right with Maurice and Henry Richard.
Yeah.
Number 8, which team holds the Stanley Cup record with 16 straight playoff losses? You said C, the St. Louis Blues. The correct answer was A, the Chicago Blackhawks.
Great.
Number 9, which team has a lifetime record of 0-12 in the Stanley Cup Finals? You said B, Stanley Cup, or the St. Louis Blues. The correct answer was B, St. Louis Blues.
That's good.
Now, this was back in 2014, so obviously that's not right now.
Yeah.
Did I say 2014 before we started?
No.
Oh, well, that was a good guess. And number 10, who is the only player in NHL history to captain 2 different teams to Stanley Cup championships? You said A, Wayne Gretzky. The correct answer was B, Mark Messier.
Nuts.
So, you did bad. You did really bad.
I got notification on my phone saying the New Jersey Senators signed Mirko Mueller to a 1-year deal worth $1.4 billion.
Really?
Yup.
Sigh. Alright, unless you got anything else to cram into.
I got nothing.
Time to go to the... All right. For the NASCAR, they were at New Hampshire. I always want to say Loudon.
Yep.
Well, because it's also called Loudon. New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Foxwoods, not Firekeepers. That's Michigan, you dummy. The Firewood. God damn it. The Foxwoods Casino and Resort 301. Good lord. Ugh. The race was 301 laps. Race length was 318.458 miles. That's because Loudon is a 1.058 paved oval. It was the 27th annual Foxwoods Resort Casino 301. It was race 20 of the 36 race point season. The race took 3 hours, 3 minutes, 37 seconds. If it was only 4 seconds shorter, you would have gotten quite a few dingers. The average speed was 104.062 miles per hour. The margin of victory was 0.210 seconds. Your Stage 1 top 10 was The Shrub, won Stage 1, followed by Eric Jones, the Smithfield car driven by
Double A.
He's all charged up. Clint Boyer, Brad, Marty Truex, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, Dennis
The Bettis.
Hamlin, and the Mexican
Daniel Suarez.
Your Stage 2 top 10 was Smithfield. Joey Logano, the number 6 of Flying
Ryan Rocketman Newman.
Nice job, Elton John.
Nice.
The 24 of William Byron, the 18 of The Shrub, the 11 of Dennis Hamlin, the 42 of Kyle Larson, the 4 of Kevin Harvick, and the 21 of I think I just added. Looking at that, I think I added up my fantasy points wrong. I did. Nope, no I didn't. Never mind. Don't mind me. The 4 of Kevin Harvick, the 21 of Paul Menard, and the 1 of the Big Bush. There was 9 cautions for 48 laps. There was an incident with the 3 car who blew a tire and hit the wall. Then there was the end of Stage 1. Then the 8 of Daniel Hemrick and the 41 of Daniel Suarez had an oopsie in Turn 2. Then Ricky Stenhouse added again.
Nice
Put
job.
it into the wall. Then there was an incident between, right after that, there was an incident between Marty Truex and Clint Boyer on the front stretch right before the end of Stage 2. Then it was Stage 2. And then the 18 got high in Turn 2 and they threw a caution. He didn't blow a tire or anything. He just got high and hit the wall. It was not at all warranted of a caution. I know why NASCAR threw a caution, because the race was really boring at that time, so they're looking for any way to throw a caution.
Yep.
And then the 42 and 88 had a moment in Turn 1 around lap 220, and then around lap 266 the 42 got into the Turn 2 wall. There was 14 lead changes among 7 drivers. Bad Brad, The Shrub, Eric Jones, Kevin Harvick, Eric Almirola, Joey Logano, and Dennis Hamlin. Your pole sitter was Bad Brad. Shish. And your race results. Kevin Happy Harvick won the race, and it was a good finish. The last 2 laps made up for the boring 209 laps. Second was Dennis the Menace. Third was Eric Jones. Fourth, Ryan Blaney. Fifth, Matt D. Burrito. Sixth, Martin Truex Jr. Seventh, Ryan Newman. Eighth, Kyle Busch. Ninth, Joey Logano. And 10th, Bad Brad Keselowski. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 Joe Gibbs Incorporated cars in the top 10.
Great. Who finished third?
Eric Jones.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Michigan boy. Yeah, my dad was happy about that.
Yes. All 5 Gibbs cars, now you might say, yeah, D. Burrito did a Gibbs car. They have a Joe Gibbs Alliance. Finished in the top 10. If you don't think that they have something figured out at New Hampshire, we're going to run you over with a freaking semi, all right? Because you're dead ass wrong. Somebody needs to cut their tires or do something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they have they showed a stat. The last 5 races at Loudon, the Toyotas have led 85.8% of the laps.
Cheapers creepers.
Yeah. And then Chevrolet's led the least at it was 3%, and then Ford's led the remaining, 12% or whatever it is, 11, 10%. It was something. It was what? Good lord. 11th was Eric Almirola, 12th William Byron, 13th Paul Menard, 14th Alex Bowman, 15th Chris
Buescher,
16th Ty.
My brother is Austin. I don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Dylan.
17th Michael McDowell, 18th last week's winner at Kentucky.
Last week's winner at Kentucky was the Big Bush
19th was the Mexican. 20th was Clip.
with a P.
Boyer. 21st, Ryan Priest. 22nd, Bubba Wallace. 23rd, Corey LaJoie. 24th, Matt Tiff. 25th, Ross Chastain. Landon Cassell in the double zero. Buckshot Jones was 27th. Or 26th, excuse me. 27th in the 27 car was Reed Sorensen. That's a free dinger.
Nice.
You're up to 1. Woo!
You're also at 1. Oh, we're tied.
28th was Andy Suez. 29th was Chase Elliott. 30th was Jimmy Johansson. 31st, Quinn Huff. 32nd, Austin.
I don't deserve to be in the playoffs, Dylan.
33rd, Kyle Larson. 34th, David Reagan. 35th, Austin Thuralt. 36th was Recky
Stenhouse
Jr. And 37th was Daniel Hemrick. That is that. Okay. New Hampshire TV ratings. New Hampshire NBCSN earned a 1.7 overnight rating for the race at New Hampshire, which is up from last year's 1.6, but down from 2 years ago when it was a 1.8. So, I am going to go to my normal place where I look up for IndyCar TV ratings. IndyCar, or I should say NBCSN, earned a 0.12 overnight rating for the delayed IndyCar at Iowa Speedway. That didn't start till nearly midnight on the Eastern Seaboard. That you can't compare it to last year's race because, reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It starts for... The race started so late, they could have raced the race 3 times in the amount of time it was delayed. So...
Yeah, no kidding.
Moving on. Okay, we will go on to the good old NASCAR news. For the NASCAR news, Kevin Harvick finally broke his 21 race winless drought and finally got his first win of the 2019 season, holding off Dennis the Menace on older tires. Nick, okay, this is sad. Nick, so on Saturday was the Xfinity Series race at Loudon. Nick Harrison, the crew chief for the Kulaks Racing number 11 Xfinity Series team, passed away at the age of 37.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and I heard Christopher Bell won the race, right?
Yeah, he mopped the floor.
Yeah, yep.
So
that guy passed away at the track? Or was it somewhere else?
It does not say.
Really?
It just says he passed away.
Jeepers.
But I would assume if he was a crew chief, he might have been at the track.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, Bowman, Alex Bowman, every NASCAR team always goes to the track with 2 cars. Your primary and then your backup.
Yeah.
Bowman was in his primary car and broke a drive shaft.
Oh, I heard about that.
So they went to they're like, you know what? Instead of fix it, we'll just go to the backup car.
Yeah.
It'd just be easier, a lot less of a hassle. They went to the backup car. Well, he decided to wreck that in practice.
Oh, yeah.
So then they had to go to Jimmy Johansson's backup car. And the reason why they chose Jimmy Johansson is because his car is primarily black due to the Ally Bank paint scheme.
Yeah.
So they're able to wrap his car with Alex Bowman's paint scheme for the weekend. But if they would have used Chase Elliott's Kelly Blue Book backup car or William Byron's, I don't remember what he was in, backup car, it wouldn't have worked because their cars were painted, not just, it would have been a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Brad Keselowski finally broke his pole drought at the Magic Mile. It is his first pole in nearly 2 years.
Wow.
Good Lord. Eric Jones says he's close to re-signing with Joe Gibbs. And Kurt Busch talks about plans for the 2020 season. And Daniel Hemrick's car chief was ejected for inspection failures. He failed twice before pre-qualifying inspection. Actually, he failed 3 times. So his car chief, not crew chief, his car chief was ejected for the race. So, the next race is Sunday, July 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Oh, same time as the IndyCar race. So, you wonder why the IndyCar race is on NBC.
Yep.
At Pocono on NBCSN.
The Little Boy Network.
Yes. Alright. Wouldn't it be funny if the IndyCar race gets a higher rating than the NASCAR race?
Oh, that would be so great.
Your weekend schedule for Pocono is Saturday is qualifying at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Practices are 9:05 to 9:55 Eastern and 11:05 to 11:55 Eastern, both on NBCSN. So is qualifying. And then Sunday is the race at Green Flag is approximate 3:12 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. We will go to the other news site, where I've got Jack Diddley Squats. We'll go to the other news site where I also got Jack Diddley Squat. We will go to, well, there was one thing. So, right before the end of Stage 2, there was the restart for, I'm sorry. Yes, there was the restart this was when, Martin Truex Jr. and Clint Boyer wrecked. So this was after the Recce incident, I think. Anyways, well, on the front row for the restart was Eric Almirola, who was first in the outside lane. Joey Logano was second in the inside lane. Well, looking from the TV cameras, they came out of turn 4, coming towards the restart zone, and it honestly looked like Eric Almirola brake checked the field. Because if you look at it, they come into the restart zone. Joey Logano goes because he thinking Eric Almirola is going to go, because the inside lane sucked for restarts. It sucked. So he goes. Well, Eric Almirola doesn't go. Well, he can't technically. I think he can, but he can't restart the race because he's not in control. So then he laid off. Well, then when he did that, Eric Almirola went after he brake checked the field because William Byron, Jimmy Johnson, I believe Kyle Busch all stacked up because they thought he was going to go. And then he brake checked and then they, backed up. And then Joey Logano stopped. He took off. And then and then on TV they're like, oh, yeah, you need a great restart. I'm like, well, yeah, because he brake checked the field.
Yeah.
So NASCAR warned them saying that you don't do that type of restart again or you will get penalized. And now NASCAR is going to review the controversial New Hampshire restart. And Joey Logano said that Eric Almirola brake checked the field. I think he brake checked the field. When they showed the replay, you know how sometimes they'll show like how fast the car is going?
Yeah.
On the little box thing? Well, he went from 44 to 40, and then he took off. So you might think it's only 4 miles an hour, but when they're already bumper to bumper by only a couple feet, and then they think he's going to go, then he doesn't, and then they stack up, and then he takes off, it's quite the effect. So he either let off the gas, or he brake checked the field and then took off. So, yeah. So, we'll see. Yeah. Moving on.
Interesting.
I believe it is time for a little bit of fantasy.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. This week in fantasy, to review, Andy got to pick first. He picked Martin Truex Jr. I picked second. I picked the Shrub. Third in line was Big Mitt. He picked the Kid.
Kyle Larson.
And then Richie Rich was last. He picked Dennis the Menace. Well, if we go through for me, I got 3 points for winning stage 1. I got another point for finishing the top 10 in stage 2. For a total of 4 points, I am at 71 points. Martin Truex Jr., he got 1 point in stage 1. That's it.
You gotta be kidding me.
You are at the golden Richard Petty number. Big Mitt, he got a whole whopping 0 points. He is still at 73.
Am I at 41 or 43?
3.
43? Okay.
What number is Richard Petty?
Yeah, 43, but
okay.
I wrote on my fantasy that I was at 40 last week.
Oh, well, you're at 42 last week.
Oh, I must have all right, whatever. Moving on to my dad.
0. He's still at 73.
Ah, that's nice.
Shit. And then Richie Rich was the big breadwinner.
Yeah, he was.
He got a point in stage 1, a point in stage 2, 5 points for finishing the top 3 at the end of the race for a total of 7 points. He is broken into the 80s. He is at 85 points. Next week is Pocono. Do you have your pick?
Nope. I didn't bother to look one up yet. So
you don't need to look it up for Pocono. If you pay attention, you should know who to pick for Pocono.
Oh.
Shush.
Shoot.
Pocono's a pretty easy pick. But you don't need to pick now.
I know.
So that is that. We will move on into who had that number. Obviously, you are determined to look it up now.
Yep.
Well, I'm pretty sure I already know who you're gonna pick, so I think I'm just gonna start writing it down. I'll be damned if you pick somebody else.
I picked the Shrub.
I knew you were gonna pick the Shrub.
I got the Shrub.
All right, I'll take Happy Harvick.
That was my second pick.
You can't pick? Oh, well, actually, you could pick Happy Harvick.
I could, but I chose the Shrub.
He's a better pick.
Yeah, he is.
And I can't pick the Shrub because I had him last week. All right, so you can tell Big Mint now that we made our picks.
Yep.
And he will pick a pick, and it'll probably be a dumpster fire Pittsburgh Penguins of a pick.
Yep.
Well, they are in Pennsylvania!
Well, that seems legit.
Oh, come on. That was good.
You're up to 2 dingers instead of 1 now.
You are at a whole whopping 1. Alright, go ahead with who had that number.
You're beating me. My who had that
Yeah,
number.
it's close race right here.
It is.
1,000th of a second.
You are still on the 2006-2007 season for the Chicago Deadhawks.
Sons of bitches. Marienhosen.
No.
Oh, wait, right, never mind.
Good guess.
Yeah, right.
In today's Who Had That Number for the Deadhawks 06-07 season, who had the key number of 24?
Martin Halot.
Huh?
Martin Havlat, or Havlat, something like that. It's either Halvat or Havlat.
Marty Havlat
Yeah, that guy.
is the correct answer.
Oh, yeah.
With 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go.
Oh, son of a bitch. Right, you said the number 24. The only reason why I remembered it is because it's in our intro. When Nick Cronwell freaking demolished him. So you want to talk about being knocked out? I mean, he was knocked out, laying on the ice. He was laying on the ice out cold.
With his big playoff here. It was just nuts.
Laying on the ice out cold?
Yeah, laying on the ice frozen. Yeah, because he wasn't moving.
All right, settle down, Elsa.
All right.
Oh, you
Mother
snowman
F.
Olaf. All right, that was a pretty good one. Well, I could close that because we didn't need that. Okay. Who had the number 4 in the NASCAR from 1998 through the 2000 season?
Bobby Hamilton.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, we both got cream puffs today. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Good night.
Good night, Emma. Good night, Eileen. Good Lord.
Yeah, well,
how'd you know it was Bobby Hamilton?
I
thought it was
the power.
Shut up. I thought it was a good pick.
It was.
Wait a minute. You got it faster than me. Well, I call BS because I couldn't spit out his name, so.
You technically, from when you said his name, you got it in 3 seconds.
Okay,
I'll give you that instead of 5.
You got it in 3 seconds because I wasn't right on the button.
It's a dead tie.
Good Lord. Well, isn't this just a circus? Where's it at?
Oh, that was. Well, that's all, and that's all she wrote for our episode.
I mean, I had a Wikipedia page and everything.
I had all of the teams, the numbers that Marty Havlat played for. Yeah.
Isn't this just stupid?
Yeah, he played for 6 different teams.
You're kidding. He retired though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or is he just he retired but he's a free agent?
I think he's actually retired because in the 16-17 season, he was a free agent, but then I think he retired.
Well, he probably retired because nobody picked him up. So, thank you very much for watching this episode of the IHN Show. We certainly hope you'd enjoy. If you did enjoy, please like down below and then subscribe to the channel to be up to date with new video releases. Or when we decide to go live, we can hit the little bell icon so be notified when we do go live for the IHN Show or a live stream of some type of game. If you'd like to help us make the show better and easier to produce, and in turn be more productive, can't help you out when we both get our answer in 3 seconds.
Yep.
Please support us on Patreon, link to that down below. If you'd like to contact the show, it is ihnshow@gmail.com, and that'll be in the description and in the outro screen, along with our link to our Patreon page. If you'd like to start this conversation in the comments, please do so, but just request there's no mean or vulgar language.
Racism, politics, and sexism is not allowed.
Just use common sense before you type. We're here for good fun. All right, white flags in the air. Do you have anything to add?
I do, yeah. Are we doing a World of Tanks live stream? It's up to you.
Oh, we'll put your headphones back on.
And the answer to that question is a big fat all right.
Okay. Before we get into that, reminder that Wednesday, as long as everything goes according to plan, will be our 100th episode.
Special edition.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean, boo? Kick your ass.
Right now.
Kick all your asses.
Right
yeah.
now.
Mostly the episode's still going to be so we already know that.
Yeah.
99 episodes in, still forgot the freaking iPad. You know what button I haven't got to use in a while?
And that button is...
Well, go back on it. Joseph Newgarden led 245 laps. I think that's deserving of a very good paddling. And a big fat...
That too.
I think I wanted to use it so bad.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in forever. So, episode 100 will be Wednesday. It will be a total car crash. What else am I missing? We will play a special... something or other for you. If so, we also have a best moments of the IHN show, which I still have to edit out
it's gonna be good.
It was edited out for the last 2 weeks, but then I thought of another episode moment, so I just have to insert that in. Please watch for that, and then once that goes through, we will go into our wonderfulness. I'm thinking we'll do that after we go through. We'll do our IndyCar, hockey, and then NASCAR, and then we'll do our stuff. Or do you want to do it somewhere in the middle?
For what?
Our best moments and our special surprise.
I would
you want
say...
to do it once we do everything, and then do it at the end, or like halfway through the show?
I was thinking right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning?
Yeah. I was thinking that we were going to skip the IndyCar, hockey, and NASCAR news and all that, and then just do what I've got planned, and then have the best moments right at the beginning, so it won't be an hour and a half. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, yes, that's what we'll do.
All right.
So, if you'd like to join for the best moments, we might touch on a little bit, like if Joe Thornton signs, then yeah, we'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or if, something big happens in NASCAR, or something big happens in IndyCar, or big happens in hockey. But we're not going to go through our little stuff. We are not going to have a what facility am I on Wednesday. We will not have a fun fact. We will not have trivia, and we will not have who had that number.
Yep.
We will just do our best moments, our special surprise, and like 5 check marks, and exclamation point news. Okay, IndyCar, Sunday, July 3rd, 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern at Mid-Ohio on NBC.
The Big Boy Network.
And July 28th as well, at 3 p.m. Eastern, is a NASCAR race at Pocono on NBCSN.
The Little Boy Network.
Have a great rest of your weekend. Join us for Roll the Tanks in about 10 minutes.